Hello.
Hi.
It is 6:30 p.m. EST, and we are back again for our lives, our weekly live stream. Why are you laughing at me?
Because each time is every time you're doing something else.
That's okay.
That the most consistent thing about this intro is that you do something else each time.
I mean, change is the only constant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm wearing this shirt that I really like, and I don't know what it is or where I got it, and I want another one because it's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's not any character that I recognize, and I don't remember where I got it.
With the
Future with
the Nace, Deonace,
Denise, and then what does this say? I can't. Upside down.
Hanlon.
It says Hanlon Brothers. I don't know what Hanlon Brothers is, but it's very cool. Anyhow, that took up way too much of our time. Hi, Jamie. How are ya? Hope you're well as well. We're good.
Hi, Jamie.
Yeah.
You had a hard week.
I had a hard week. It wasn't hard. It was just a lot of commuting. So
like a very
there was an ongoing
eventful
it was like an ongoing family get together, and over the course of a few weeks, I just made my way by public transportation almost every day for, I guess, there and back. It must have been over 3 hours each day commuting.
Okay.
So that's almost like a flight out west to Calgary. 3 hours.
Yeah,
the flight is 4 hours.
But it takes more
right,
time
yeah,
to be
obviously.
in the airport and security and all that stuff.
Yeah. And
it's longer.
I just wanted to remind everyone that the workshop is still. Hi, Jillian. How are you? Happy Monday. Good. We do want to remind everyone about the workshop that is still open for admission. We need a couple more people to sign up so that it will be so that we'll go forward with it, because otherwise it's just not enough people. Just a couple more. If you're interested, make sure you sign up. It is going to be very insightful. It's on your website, right?
Yeah.
Just www.nearlevy.
I think it's also in the description.
It's in the description as well. Is it? Just make sure. It should be, yeah.
Workshop.
I don't see it.
We'll put it up.
Yeah, we'll put it up, but you just go to nirlevie.com.
And workshop.
And then there's workshop at the top in the bar, navigation bar. And yeah, did you want to say anything, or do you want to go straight into book review?
We can go to the book review.
Okay, great. Oh, Jillian says, I'm planning on signing up today. Amazing. Okay. So I guess we just need maybe one or two more people, and it'll be, yeah. That's good. Go ahead and sign up. And if you know anyone that might be interested, let them know as well, because we want it to happen. And we just need a couple more people, and it'll be fine. Should be okay. What are the chances it'll be canceled? I'm thinking if you sign up and we get maybe one more person, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So the channel is attracting way more subscribers recently.
Yeah, we went from 3,000 last time. I think the last show. Yeah, the last show I think I just crossed 3,000.
3,000, yeah.
And now it's 10K.
And now we're at 10K, and it's not like
it's like 7,000 in a week.
Obviously, we're not paying for subscribers. That's not something that we do.
No.
But I guess the algorithm somehow found the right target audience, and it was just a confluence of events that it snowballed, and suddenly we're 1 week later up by 4 or 5K.
We just crossed 10K today.
6K actually, yeah. So we crossed 10K. No, but we're up 6K from last week, that's
more than that. I think we had 3,000.
Yeah, so up 7K even. Yeah.
Because I posted about it.
Jillian says it's because both of you are badasses. Thank you, Jillian.
I don't know what happened, but something the YouTube liked us.
Yeah, YouTube. I think
recent.
YouTube like latched on. We had a couple of theories about what happened. One of them was that we had stopped using Restream to stream both at YouTube and at Twitch at the same time.
It's probably
and I think
that.
YouTube prefers that it's not like a split broadcast.
Yeah, it's probably.
And then I think it's the shorts that you put up. It's the video
but
content.
The shorts, I started doing the shorts a long time ago, like more than maybe 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And it only went up like last week. I don't know what happened. So if we have new listeners now and subscribers, then hi.
Welcome to the channel. And we hope to see you here often. You'll find that you can type anything you want into the chat. You can say hi, happy Monday, ask questions. Not anything, but within the limits of
we
reason.
Don't have a moderator here.
I'm the moderator.
Oh yeah,
but there's
you can't
there's no online sort of filter or anything. But say hi if you have questions for Nir about his process or anything having to do with conventions that we're going to be attending. Just feel free to ask the questions, and I'll funnel them to Nir as he's working.
And we also have an interesting show today because I have something that I don't think I have ever done here. So it's gonna be interesting. But we'll start with the book I want to show, which is Trencher. So it's a book. I think it's the only time I actually ordered single issues because there isn't any trade of this book, and I don't know why, because it's so great. It's like it's amazing. So it's by Keith Giffen, and look at this. This is it's so crazy. It's like it's even hard to understand.
At first glance, I didn't know what that was. I thought it was a aerial view of an island or something.
Yeah, it's so idiosyncratic, right? There's nothing like this. It doesn't resemble anything I have ever seen. So it came out in the 90s. And I think, so the 90s, they had its image, obviously. And I think in the 90s, they started coloring. It's only the beginning of digital coloring. And you see all the stuff that they've done at the beginning that is not really nice, I guess. The very deliberate gradients here. It looks too digital. So I'm not sure I really like the coloring style, but I saw the art in black and white, and it is crazy. It's like, even though the coloring is not bad or anything, I like the color choices, but it looks better in black and white. So I don't know how he came up with this style, but the thing that is interesting, this artist, he died recently in 2023.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was pretty young. He wasn't very old or anything.
Do we know what happened to him? Because dying young is...
No, he wasn't like very young. I think he was born in the 50s, but he wasn't old.
Right.
So I don't see anybody does, like, look at this, for example.
When was this created?
This is from the 90s. I don't really know exactly when, but look at the arm here, for example. Look at the how he draws the lines here.
Yeah.
And if you look at it like this, in a very zoomed in manner,
it doesn't even look like anything. It looks like a cloud or a piece of junk.
Yeah, it doesn't look like an arm. But when you see the entire page like this, you can sort of get what's going on here.
Also, it looks, because the lines are squiggly, it kind of gives you a feeling, at least for me, like the arm is twitching, like it's moving in place.
Yeah, but look at this. This is so unique. I
Yes.
haven't seen anything like this.
Yeah.
And so what I started saying is I know the artist. This is not his regular style, like normal style.
Mm.
He had like a more mainstream style because he worked with a lot of the big publishers, like the big two, Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
So usually he would draw like stuff that looks more mainstream. Not really mainstream, but that looks more.
Wow, this is
Doesn't
amazing.
look like this. Look at
The center panel.
yeah, and the face on the old lady here.
Mm-hmm. Love
So
that.
I really like when an artist
Surprises you.
something that is nobody expected and it looks like nothing. I don't see the influences here.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Where did it come from? I don't know.
Personal style.
No, but he deliberately developed the style only for this book and he stopped using it afterwards.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was only 4 issues for this story and that's it. And he continued with his like more mainstream style. This is very cool as well.
Still Trencher.
Yeah, it's 4 issues.
Yeah.
And it was never combined to a trade or anything. There is no graphic novel. It's only these 4 issues, and it's pretty hard to find. So they're selling it on eBay and stuff, and you can probably find it in back issues of comic stores, but
Did you find it on eBay, or how did you come about?
yeah, I think eBay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even on eBay, I had to order each issue separately because I didn't find it all at the same place. This is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the amount of teeth this guy has. So it's very hard to color this. Who colored it? I think it says the colorist. But yeah, it's very hard because it's hard to understand what you are seeing on the page. And think about it in black and white, it's even harder. Because obviously, this is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing similar to that.
No.
I've never seen anything. So all the lines are more or less the same size. But if he wanted to like indicate a thicker line, he does like 2 lines, one next to each other, to the other.
With a gap in between, or?
Yeah, with a gap.
Yeah, it's hard to tell at this distance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so his like regular style is something more like this.
But even that, I wouldn't call it mainstream because
I'm not sure it's him.
yeah, okay, because mainstream, it would be, the proportions would be different. It would be,
yeah, but it was like this is like actual mainstream. I think
yeah,
this is
well, yeah,
this is Rob Liefeld probably,
yeah,
and it's actual mainstream from the 90s.
right.
So the 90s is basically they look like this.
I liked the art back then.
This looks like nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the art back then was a lot of heavy people with a lot of muscles and a lot of pouches everywhere and a lot of cross-hatching.
Mm-hmm.
This is very nice, where he indicated the panel border with the cape here.
So this story and the characters are all original for this. It's not a part of any other universe or.
It's completely original, and
Wow, the colors are crazy.
He just abandoned the style after this.
The musculature in the arm there, it doesn't even look like an arm.
Yeah, but it's so cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah.
But it works. You can understand the anatomy.
Right.
Somehow.
Yeah. It's like his muscles have muscles.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be slammed down on a rock by that guy.
Yeah, but he obviously understands anatomy. Even here, there's it makes sense.
Some sense, yeah.
Yeah. It's not like it's exaggerated, but it makes sense. You can see the back arm here and the shoulder. It makes sense. He knows. You see that he knows anatomy. It's not like just scribbling and that's it.
Yeah.
And you see that he actually draws superheroes.
Right.
So you can see in this that here you can see a little bit of his black and whites.
Right.
Oh no, that's fan art.
Well, it's pretty good for fan art.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's again. This looks like Rob Liefeld.
Mm-hmm. It says Liefeld right on the left there.
Yeah. Okay, and the last one. I really like this cover.
Mm-hmm.
This cover is very, very cool.
It's Elvis.
You see that there are double, like the exterior lines are some of the places are double. He it looks like he's going over the lines again with the same tool.
Right, but loosely.
Very loosely.
So that sometimes it matches up and sometimes it doesn't.
Look at the gun. This is so cool.
You have to,
design of the gun and the lines.
Right. He's like I don't know why, but it reminds me of Gustav Klimt a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
In the way that the fabric has its own plane of existence.
It's maybe if Gustav Klimt had a baby with Picasso or something, because it's very angular.
And the baby was into comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very angular. It's very
there's no smooth lines. If there are like curves, it's made out of straight lines.
Right.
The lines are more rigid.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks as if he draws them fast even.
Yeah.
You can almost feel the
movement.
The movement on the paper.
Right. Segmented lines. Or segmented round shapes.
Yeah. They're segmented, but somehow it works together as one thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the lines, it looks like they indicate shadows and not the form. Mm-hmm. Like here, for example, it looks like he wanted to indicate the core shadow.
Right.
The art is so unique.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's sad that I don't know why he stopped. Maybe he also Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
Maybe just I don't know, he developed this specific style only for this book and he never meant to use it afterwards.
Right.
But
it's unique enough so that it could have been its own, just a person's creator style that kept on using the same style, right?
Yeah.
That's how unique it is.
So, okay, so today I got my last commission. It's not a commission, it's the mystery sketch event. Mm-hmm. And I got the last one, and after I do this, I can send all the package to my art rep.
Mm-hmm.
So the last one is And I wanted to do the last one here, so I didn't plan anything. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's a sketch card. It's not a big one.
Right.
So I'm gonna do the entire thing here, like with the sketch and thinking about whatever. And if you have any suggestion,
Oh, it's an open, but
no,
usually
it's not open. I got a commission, an actual request.
right.
So the request is Tintin and Snowy,
Okay.
Tintin and his dog.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about it. I don't have any idea of what to do.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a sketch card, so it's a smaller commission, and I'm not gonna do any like pose that is referencing any classical art because there's no actual room for that. And I usually have
Yeah.
no, that's Snoopy.
I know. But I was thinking, what if Tintin and Snowy were Charlie and Snoopy?
But then it's just gonna be
Right.
Charlie and Snoopy.
I know, but in the style of Tintin, like in the proportions of Tintin.
I've done a commission of Snoopy
Right.
a while ago. So usually when I get a commission of a character that is very cartoony, I would do it in a more in my style.
But also
which
in a
is
literal sense, right? Like when you did
more,
Mickey Mouse was you did a mouse.
yeah, more literal. So it's gonna be like maybe a boy and an actual dog, but I don't have any. So it's very small, and I don't have a lot of space on the card itself. So both characters should fit somehow inside the card. And also when I get a commission of a sketch card, it's supposed to take half an hour or more, or just a little bit more, because otherwise it's not worth the time. But
does it ever actually take you just half an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit more. So what do we know about Tintin?
French or Belgium? Belgian?
Belgium. Yeah, Belgium.
Okay, what else?
Like it's a boy. He's an explorer, and he goes to different places to see stuff. And we have maybe there is a famous boy and a dog that I can reference here.
I don't know.
Boy and a dog.
Duos.
Friendships. Maybe Lassie.
But that's what I said before. You could make it Charlie and Snoopy.
Yeah, but they're cartoon characters. I'm looking for
maybe American Dad and
I'm looking for like maybe more realistic images of people and dogs.
Right. Well, it says Charlie Brown and Snoopy. It says Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, Wallace and Gromit, Timmy and Lassie.
Timmy and Lassie.
That's what you want to do, but okay.
I think it's the most famous.
Oh, Elliot and E.T.
Okay. Okay, maybe.
Elliot and E.T. is cool.
If we can find a photo that is recognizable somehow, maybe him with what is it when he rides the bicycle?
Right, yeah, you can do Tintin in the bicycle and then Snowy in the front with the blanket over the head in the basket, and Tintin has a hoodie on.
Okay.
Right? That could be cool. Would it fit in a sketch card, or is it too much information?
It could fit in a sketch card, but I don't know if people will get the reference.
If Tintin's wearing a hoodie and Snowy has the blanket wrapped around in this exact way,
Do you think it will be
I think
recognizable?
it will
I don't
be.
think so.
No? Or if the whole bicycle is shown in
Yeah,
as
but
in
that's
the air.
gonna be very small.
Yeah, it's gonna be too small.
Let's see Lassie and
That I don't think anyone's gonna get.
why is it
First of all,
too old?
First of all, it's too old. Second, I couldn't tell you what the boy looks like at all. Like no one remembers what the boy looks like.
Yeah.
Only Lassie. And I didn't even know that the boy and Lassie had a particularly tight relationship. I thought Lassie was the family dog.
I can also use, just because it's a sketch card, it's not a big commission.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be a reference for anything necessarily.
Right. Oh,
this is actually a cool photo, the Timmy and Lassie. That's very cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's sad though.
Well, because they are both dead, probably.
No, not. I didn't. My mind wasn't that macabre. They just look. They both look like
okay.
I don't know. Someone died or something.
Okay.
And I'll bring it up on the screen so that at least everyone else can chime in and if you agree or not. But you see how that just looks dejected to me, both from the human and the dog.
Okay.
But I don't know. I could be wrong.
It could, because it's a small commission, only a sketch card. It could be also just like something recognizable from Tintin.
I think that's
And
what you should do.
This?
Yeah, I would do this.
But this is too much for a sketch card.
It is? Okay.
It's too.
I'm gonna keep
I need only the maximum that could be inside a sketch
American
card is,
medium.
yeah, medium, like maybe a bust.
Yeah, busting up.
Not more than that.
Yeah. So let's see if I click on this. Let's see if it
This is nice.
Or this is also cute. This is, yeah, that's cute. That's cute. I like that.
Yeah, but now I need to like create
or even this.
an actual. Okay, let's do this.
Which one?
The top one.
The top one, yeah.
But I'll do this, but we'll do the face is gonna be more in my style.
Of course.
So
the whole thing's gonna be in your style. What do you mean?
I mean that I'm not doing the cartoony thing.
Of course not.
Okay. Does it show?
Yeah, as long as you keep it more or less in that spot.
Is it can you maybe
the contrast is a bit low at the moment. I could see if I could.
Give me the phone. I can. There's another light fixture here.
Oh, you control it with your phone. Okay. So, it's the one that I gave you. Okay, cool. Perfect.
Okay. So we're gonna do.
This is when I get myself something to drink, by the way.
It's the sketch cards. I don't really like doing them because it's more work than it looks, and it's not. The reward is not that great.
No, but you enjoy doing them though.
I enjoy doing them, but I have two problems with them.
Not enough space.
One is when they show them on a big screen, and you see it's blown up to the entire screen, and you can see all the tiny mistakes. It's not mistakes, it's like imperfections maybe. And in reality, you don't see the card as big as you see it on the screen, right?
Of course.
Okay, now I need a reference for the dog.
This is the reference for the dog. He's
no, this is not a reference. I need a dog, an actual dog.
Oh, a live dog.
I think it's is it Jack Russell?
No, not a Jack. No, not a Jack Russell. What breed is Snowy from Tintin?
I think it's a Jack Russell.
No, it's not. It's a wire fox terrier.
Okay.
So you know the dogs that have like really thin, long faces, and then they have this mustache that just hangs down from both sides?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what Tintin is. This in just white is Tintin, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll bring up the other one here.
Which camera are we using? The Sony? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see this.
This one?
Yeah. But he has like a... This is more cute, I think. This one.
Oh, that's a smiley one, right? So
yeah, that's a better one. This looks like this. I've never drawn
this breed of dog.
Yeah.
Thundercats, He-Man, and Blade Runner, I'm thinking. All very good choices. I think Blade Runner and Thundercats are some of your favorite franchises to draw from.
Okay, but Blade Runner are dogs? Are there dogs there?
No. Jamie said that he's going to get some sketch cards soon.
Oh, okay.
If I understood correctly. Or did you mean that you were going to draw on them? I don't think so. And then I asked which ones were you thinking, and Jamie said Thundercats, He-Man, and Blade Runner. So Thundercats is amazing. I would do... Didn't you do Chitara at some point? I feel like you did Chitara once. That was a sketch card.
Not sure. Maybe.
Maybe Jamie wants to draw them. Yeah. It's a good idea, and it's also good practice because it forces you to be very much aware of the composition because you don't have a lot of space to work with, and everything needs to be readable and have a reason for existing where it is on the card.
Yeah.
We're in agreement.
Is it? Can you see what I'm drawing?
Yeah.
Because it's so...
No, it's visible. It's just not super high contrast, but that's why you use the blue, right? So that you you give yourself a guide.
In reality, it's like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not high contrast. Okay.
How old is Tintin supposed to be? Because he's balding. Or almost completely bald, even. Like he's missing... His hairline is way up here. And then he has male pattern baldness on the sides, on the top sides.
I think it's supposed to be a boy.
Yeah, well... That boy should go to Turkey, right? You know what I mean? Just for a short visit.
Turkey?
To Turkey.
Oh, for a hair transplant?
Yeah. I'm just joking, but it would be funny.
If he actually went.
If there were an episode of
Tintin
does Turkey, and he's just like sitting there getting a hair transplant the whole entire episode, or the whole entire book.
Yeah, because Tintin is about exploration, right? So hair transplant.
So he's exploring looks maxing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's also a type of exploration.
You can say that.
Looks maxi. The cool thing about this breed of dog, the wire fox terrier, is that it sort of looks like a bell shape. Like the dog is wider on the bottom than it is at the top, which is very rare. Usually dogs have skinny legs and they're thicker on the top.
It's almost as if they wear pedalaphone.
Yes, like wearing bell bottoms or an anvil shape, you know, like the Acme anvils. Jamie says Tintin is meant to be 16. 16 going on 52. But also he has no eyelashes.
And no eyes. It's only holes.
Right, there's only
Holes in the
holes. Well,
face.
yeah, that's... We have to suspend our disbelief for the eye part, but...
I think it's a French thing, not drawing the
just
eyes.
having two dots to
yeah.
denote the entire eye structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so too.
Okay, let's say we got it wrong, more or less. Did you put the reference on the so people can see what I'm...
I showed it on the screen when you started doing the sketch, yes.
Okay.
But at the moment I want to
yeah, that's okay.
read a little bit about Tintin, because we usually talk about the thing that you're, well, not always, but we talk about the thing that we are working on, you're working on. So, The Adventures of Tintin is a series of 24 comic albums. I thought it was way more. Just 24?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Created by Belgian cartoonist Hergé, pen name of George Remy. The series was one of the most popular European comics of the 20th century. By 2007, a century after Hergé's birth, Tintin had been published in more than 70 languages with sales of more than 200 million copies.
I think it's actually the most popular even today, right? In the French, Belgian comic book market.
Yeah, possible.
In Europe, if you go today to a comic book store, if it's in either Belgium, France, or all the other French-speaking places, most of the stores mostly sell these comics, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember
I
the
remember
stores
in Belgium.
In Belgium and in Paris as well.
I'm gonna tell the truth on the live stream this day and say that I do not like personally that style of comics.
I do like. I think it's maybe put up some images from Tintin. It looks.
I've looked through books.
He also developed a new kind of style that also Mobius used, which is called line clair.
Clear line.
Clear lines.
Yeah. The weight of every line is the same.
Every line is the same.
Yeah.
And no cross hatching.
Right.
It's only
outlines
and very simple. But it looks very good if you see like an entire page like that.
Yeah. So it says Tintin is a young Belgian reporter and adventurer. So if he's 16, how is he a reporter? That's what I don't understand. You're not supposed to be anything at 16, right? Is that?
Well, he is.
Right, okay.
He obviously is.
I mean, it says roughly 15 to 19 years old throughout his adventures. While his creator Hergé suggested he was around 15 at his creation and perhaps 19 in later long-running stories, Tintin remains a timeless character. And yeah, people say that he's around 18.
80.
Yeah. But, and then it says, on the other hand, yeah, he owns his own flat or lives in a flat on his own. He goes abroad, he works with the police. There's no way he's 16. Or because I think the story is set in a realistic world.
Yeah.
So
somewhat.
And was there ever a live action film created?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, but I think it's a Spielberg movie.
Really?
Live action.
Steven Spielberg? Seriously?
Yeah.
He did Tintin. That's so unlike him.
I'm not sure that how good it is. But
Oh, it's like a 3D animation, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I've done the character in a
Oh, that's so cool.
semi cartoony manner.
Oh, I just looked away
That's-
for 3 minutes and the scaffolding is done already.
Yeah,
That I love the fact that you gave him a chin.
he doesn't have a chin, right?
No,
But
yeah.
he has a like a rounded face.
Well, his
but
face is a two-dimensional circle or
yeah.
oval.
Okay, so this is the hard part. when
3D
doing-
film, not live action. Yeah, that's what I corrected him right after I heard it, that it was a 3D animation. But I don't know, live action, that sounds even more. I'm not sure it would translate well, or maybe it would. Who knows? You can do it. You could attempt to do anything. Whether it works out well or not.
Can you put a little bit of water inside it?
Sure.
I forgot to fill it before the screen.
But it means
So-
that I am graduating from moderator to assistant.
Sometimes the ink, so this is a problem that I can talk about. So the ink, if you don't use the ink, because last week, I don't think I inked last week because I did some sketching. So if you don't use the ink for a long time,
It's hard to open.
it's not hard to open. The solids inside the ink
Sink
they
to the bottom.
sink to the
Yeah.
bottom of it, and the liquid remains at the top. And if you dip it to the bottom, it's gonna be too viscous.
Right.
And if you dip it only to the top, it's gonna be too
Thin.
thin. So I just do this for a little bit.
I love the fact that the inkwell that I modified is still holding up after all this time. It's been months, right?
Yeah, it holds up.
So for those of you who have been around for a while, and some of you are here, there was one day when you were drawing and you, I guess, tapped the inkwell with your hand and it spilled over, and it actually ruined the printer scanner that we had on the ink just got seeped all the way into the printer and it ruined it. So we decided to modify the inkwell. I had the idea of using Velcro. I applied Velcro on the table and Velcro on the inkwell, which is reusable because you could refill it. And then I even gave you a nice octopus top there so that you have something nice to look at when you open the cap.
Yeah. I didn't think about it, the fact that it's an octopus.
What other famous Belgian comics or characters are there?
Lucky Luke.
I don't know if I know who that is. Is he like a cowboy or something?
Asterix.
Asterix, yeah. Yeah, Lucky Luke is a cowboy, yeah, so I knew what that was.
Yeah, Lucky Luke. I remember the show though when I was a kid. That was a show. Really liked it.
Yeah. Asterix is a French comic album, so not Belgian, about a Gaulish, which thanks to a magic potion that enhances strength, resists the forces of Julius Caesar's Roman Republic army in the time after the Gallic Wars. What?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that, no. I know what the characters look like, but I didn't know it was about that.
I read a lot of Asterix when I was a kid. And
Huh.
I also saw there also was a show, animated show.
No, I remember looking at the images, but never reading Asterix. I don't know why.
It's actually pretty good. Also, Tintin is pretty good.
The story, or?
Yeah, the story.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, the story is pretty good.
So, as opposed to Asterix, there's the word asterisk, which originates from the ancient Greek asteriskos, meaning little star. And that's, I guess, why we use it to denote the star asterisk. The term was first used in 2nd century BC by Aristarchus of Samothrace as asteriskos to denote a small star-shaped symbol, often used for marking duplicated or missing lines in literary texts. Latinization. It just means little star, which is actually pretty cool. That's a cool.
Asterix means little star.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're supposed to be Gauls.
Gauls, yeah. So it apparently it comes from the root ster, stir, in Proto-Indo-European, and that stir was used to denote stars, and that's how we get the word star in English too. It comes from that. And the languages that borrowed that sort of root word they include Hittite, Sanskrit, Greek, Latin, and then English because of Latin and Greek. Jamie says, Rupert the Bear was the book I grew up with, but I did have 2 Tintin books. I'm not sure I know what Rupert the Bear is.
Yeah, I know.
Is that also Rupert the Bear? No, I don't think I've ever seen this before. Oh, what?
Children's book. It's not a... No, it's... Yeah, that's... I remember a show.
So...
They also had a show.
What's the Berenstain Bears? What's that one? Not this. The Berenstain Bears. Well, yeah, it depends which universe you come from, right? The Berenstain Bears is a children's animated. It's
another one of these.
I guess there's a Mandela effect thing about the Berenstain Bears where some people swear that it was E-I-N at the end of the word Berenstain, and some people swear that the name was A-I-N. It's just a one-letter difference. That's not... I think the titular...
It's so funny, but they invented a word,
a whole concept,
a cool concept about people forgetting stuff,
or actually people remembering things differently, which is, I think, natural. Not to say that I don't believe in the many worlds interpretation or alternate timelines. I think that's a possibility. But I don't think...
If it's a possibility, there is no way to connect between them.
No, maybe there is. I don't know. Who am I to say that there's no way to do that? We don't know that much about physics yet, but we know enough to make electronic devices and get into lower Earth orbit and go to the moon once every 100 years so far. But yeah, we don't know much more than that. We can mend broken bones, and we have antibiotics that have worked so far up until this point, because we're actually creating resistances, right, in bacteria, and we don't really know much more than that. So who am I to say that there is no possibility of weak spots between alternate realities? There might be. Do I think it's probable? No. Do I think it's possible? Who knows? I don't know. I can't say no. But
you can say yes.
If I ever see Spider-Men that are not the ones that are supposed to live in our universe, then I'll know that the Spider-Verse is real. Let's just put it that way.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, because in the Spider-Verse, it's Spider-Men and women from alternate dimensions, right?
Mm.
Yeah, that's a very cool rendition of Tintin. Because it's in keeping with the original style, but it's definitely not you know, a one-of-one rendition in the style of Tintin at all.
No.
Yeah. Jamie asks, how is your book coming along?
Which one?
Helix Sky, I'm guessing. Did you mean Helix Sky, Jamie?
So I have Helix Sky now, and I have Razor Gray, which is gonna come out soon, I hope.
Yeah.
Because every time I have a meeting with a publisher, the schedule keep on pushing a little bit further away because of technical reasons, mostly.
Helix Sky is going good. It is just that it hasn't been picked up thus far by a publishing house.
Yeah, but I didn't really try a lot with this one.
Yeah.
Because I had like something that might happen and eventually it didn't happen. So I need to start any idea of a background.
Let's look at images here.
I need some black because there's nothing is black here now.
Background.
First of all, his color here.
I mean, you don't really have much space to
No
background, but
I need black, so
I don't know. It's pretty lightly colored, right?
Yeah.
And you don't really have a lot of space to denote objects or buildings or trees or stuff like that.
I know, I can just do like swirly background.
I don't know if that fits in with the theme. I would just leave it blank.
No, but I need something black. It's too bright.
Oh. Yeah.
Sometimes you just do.
When in doubty, one finger outy? Is that what?
When in doubt, black it out.
When in doubt, black it out. Okay. All
just
right.
a cross.
Yeah, that's actually very concept arty of you. Having like a thick
just
border going behind an object. Yeah.
Only because it was too white and I needed something darker in the background. Yeah, sometimes you don't have anything. And again, it's supposed to be a fast one because it's only a sketch card. And again, if it takes more than 30 minutes, then it's not really worth it. At shows, so I remember when I've done OAX, they have you can sign up for a free sketch event. But my art rep told me that to not dedicate more than 5 minutes to each one because it was free. It was like free sketches. So this is just a little bit more than a free one, but it's still the amount of.
And also that was more than 5 minutes.
No, I said 30 minutes for.
Oh, okay.
For the free one, it was 5 minutes, but it was faster. It was.
Let's zoom into the card. showing the entire thing. Yeah, wow, that's nice.
Again, the problem is they're gonna show it at this scale, which looks, you can see the inaccuracies on the line itself. It's not bad, but it's not supposed to be that big on the screen.
No. Jamie asks if you've ever timed yourself with your drawings. I don't know why you would though, but
yeah, I always
no,
almost always do
timing
that.
yourself as in like an alarm goes off and you stop, maybe, or see how fast you can make
No,
something.
but I know I know that I need to dedicate a day for a page.
Right.
So if I, for some reason, I don't, it takes more time, then I know it. I probably know it in advance because it's a more complicated page, and I do have some of the pages are that, and I know in advance that it's gonna take more than a day.
Yeah.
But mostly I try to keep the like the simpler pages, the pages that are just I don't know, talking heads, whatever. I don't really have these, but sometimes I do have simpler pages. So I do them like only, I try to keep them not more than one day for each one. So if it takes longer, I keep I give myself more time only for the important pages, the pages that I think are more needs more time. But the regulars, I do a day, which consists of 50% sketch and 50% ink most of the time. And
so do you wind up sketching and inking almost every day?
no, no. Sometimes I do. If I do, I most of the time when I ink, I only ink a day. So it's gonna be 2 pages, right? And if it's 2 pages, it's like 1 page because previously I've done the sketch like 50% of the page, so it's like 50%. And it takes around 50% of the time to sketch and 50% to ink.
Right.
Okay, I think we're done with this.
Very cool.
So that's the last one. I've done a couple of those, and
how many more or less did you do? Like a handful?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Probably more than 5, less than 10, or
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I actually told my art rep that I prefer doing the bigger ones because it's not that I don't like doing the sketches. It's just because of the reasons I explained before.
Yeah.
So it's
less rewarding personally.
It's less rewarding, and it's less rewarding also financially.
Right.
And also the other reason is that they blow it up to the entire screen, and you can't really do something that you're completely behind of. I can't like do something that works, and I'm like 100%. I feel like I did something that I can show afterwards. It's so small, and even if it's small, it takes time to. You saw just now. It takes some time to think about the concept. It takes some time to do the. So if I already think about the concept and stuff like that, I prefer doing the bigger one over the small one. But I know they are very popular right now because they are cheaper and people. It's very affordable for people, so there's a lot of them recently. So I have to do them once in a while, and at shows especially. Okay, so the next, I'm gonna start this double.
Yeah.
And this is also interesting because there are no characters here. It's only background, and it's So it's from Helix Sky, and each chapter starts with a map. I think I showed maybe the previous one. I've done 2 of them, and this is the 3rd one. It's the opening of chapter 3. So it's a map, and everything you see here is are scenes that are happening in the story itself. So it's numbered. I'm gonna start with you know what, actually I think we'll do a thicker one. So usually when I start a page, I start with the depends, because I have most of my pages are with characters. Maybe that's also a bit. Start with a 5. Let's start with a 5. So this is 0.5, which is, I think, 0.5 millimeters. So it's a German company that makes the technical pens that I'm using, called Rotring.
Rotring, yeah.
Very famous company that makes technical pens and pencils, mechanical pencils.
DIAOG_UZI says hello. Hello to you too.
Hello.
Welcome to the live stream.
So Rotring is a German company that makes the technical pens, and I use them when I do the backgrounds.
What's the reason for using them on the background specifically?
Because the backgrounds are, when I do character, I want to indicate organic forms. So it's better if it looks better if the lines are not rigid, and they have more variety of thicknesses. And I can use a different thickness in a single stroke easily with the dip pen.
Right.
So it's easy to make the, like, for example, the exterior lines, I could do them thicker than the interior lines, and it's very fast because it's the same tool. And the outcome, it looks more organic, I guess, something like that.
Yeah.
And with the background,
buildings,
architecture,
yeah, architecture,
like solid objects,
you would want the thickness of the line to be more standard rigid, and not deviate from.
Exactly. So this tool is actually, it was developed for technical drawings.
Yeah, I think architects used to actually sketch out, physically sketch out.
I think I talked about it
briefly, perhaps,
on this.
Yeah.
On this show at some point.
So
I had a friend so I worked in an architecture firm for a long time, and I had a friend who is older. He's like over, I think he's 70 already, and they've done everything with technical pens, and they use the same pens, these ones, Rotring.
I wonder if any firms actually still use them.
No,
probably
in
not.
architecture, no.
Yeah,
because it's too you need to be able to change things all the time. So the building that you plan changes along, like, in time, like constantly. It's not stopping at any point. So with a technical pen and like traditional drawing, it's not possible to make changes. Well, it is possible, but it's almost impossible. Sometimes it means like drawing the entire thing over again. So with the computer, it's easy. You can just undo, erase, save, load,
Right.
everything. And also we have 3D now, so when you plan a building, it's easier to plan the entire thing, and the plans are just outcomes of the model itself. So you develop a model of the building, and then you do some cross section and you cut it in different places to indicate the plan views. And obviously, it's impossible to do that traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the only people that use the technical pens now are artists. And maybe graphic designers, but also
Think about
I'm
the
not
loss
sure.
in sales over time.
Yeah, the companies collapse from that for sure. Completely collapsed. Yeah, I know that I have another set. This one, this is a vintage set.
Yeah.
From Faber-Castell, which is a huge company. It's a company that makes everything
from
but art related.
color pencils to brushes to
So the company didn't collapse, but they stopped making them. So there's no new technical pens from this specific company. And I'm sure there are many examples of companies that collapsed. I remember a story. So my boss was he's alive, obviously. And my boss was older, I guess. So he worked at a time before computers, and they worked with so now when you do a render of something, it's gonna be digital, right? With a 3D software and a rendering machine.
And they used to render by hand.
And they used to render by hand.
Shade everything and draw everything.
There was a specific person that did a lot. He had like crazy amount of work back then because nobody used computers weren't a thing back then. So he was just a architect, but he was also an artist. So he could do renders pretty quickly, and they looked great because I think he used probably some sort of pen and ink and watercolor. So people paid him to do renderings.
Right.
So he basically lost his job afterwards. After computers started.
And then he opened up his own.
No, I think he retired.
Or he just
He retired.
Interesting.
He didn't have. So I think he got into trouble, financial trouble, probably.
It's sort of like reminiscent of what we're going through now with AI.
Yeah.
Where along comes some sort of invention or change that runs you out of business, potentially.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that inventions aren't a good thing, but I am saying that we can probably deal with it better than how we dealt with it back then. Maybe we can find a way for people who are losing their jobs to get a compensation somehow from the companies that replaced them.
I don't see that happening though. It's very non-capitalistic for that to happen. Pay people compensation for losing their jobs. That's not something that has ever been a thing in capitalism.
Maybe not. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm saying it should happen.
Oh, should? Yeah, for sure. A lot of things should happen. I think that medication that treat illnesses should be free for the people suffering from those illnesses, for sure. But that's not going to happen. That's also um, being paid for by people and sometimes at exorbitant amounts or prices.
Exorbitant.
Yeah, very high, extremely high prices for medication that people pay, especially in, so we're north of the US, but especially in the US where the healthcare system is practically still non-existent, the public one at least.
No, yeah, only the public
The
ones.
private one exists, but then a lot of people can't afford to pay for that,
Yeah.
right? And it's unfortunate because people, I think people's health should be more important to the society than raw earnings and gains over time, because that can change at the drop of a hat. But at the end of the day, the lifeblood of the country is the people that actually comprise it, right?
Yeah.
The numbers are not going to make any difference in the long run. They're just numbers.
So I'm. It looks weird what I'm doing right now, but I'm actually using, so technical pens come in various sizes. So I'm using, I think that's not the biggest one. It's almost the biggest one. I have 0.6 as well. But I'm basically doing a architectural rendering in this specific page, and all the pages that look like a map, like maps of the city. And the reason I'm also only doing the cut plane of the buildings is because I want this specific plane to be thicker than the other lines to make sure people understand that it's not
A building,
depicting reality itself.
right?
It's a plane that is cut in the middle in order for the viewer to see the interior of the architecture here.
Understood. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Jillian asks, "Do you guys ever use AI?" So personally, I think I use it less than you do at this point.
Yeah, I use a lot. I use ChatGPT. I never used
No,
the
not generative.
image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use it only for collating data in a quick way. So I'll give you an example. I was helping my aunt with a flooring issue that she had. Her physical hardwood floor was, it needed to be recoated with a varnish. And so I asked ChatGPT to go over reviews
Did you
online.
take pictures of the flooring and uploaded them?
No, I do that sometimes, but I don't think I did it in this instance. But I asked it to go over products that are varnishes for hardwood floors that are available in my area, and show me options that are um, in ascending order of quickness to dry,
Did
hardness.
you go and buy an actual product from a store?
I ordered it after going through the data that ChatGPT collated for me. I landed on one that sounded good, and I ordered it based off of that. So I use it for things of that sort, but I think you use it for a wider variety of things than I do, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I also use it like that, but I think I gave this example at one point here. So when I do large drawings, the backgrounds, I tend to do a lot of Easter eggs and
Yeah.
like a lot of stuff in the backgrounds. And if I have a commission, for example, of a character, a well established, which are most of the commissions are like that. People ask for established characters. So not all the time I know everything about the characters themselves. So I can ask ChatGPT for just a preview explanation of the character, and if I do the backgrounds, when I go to do the Easter eggs, sometimes I do ask ChatGPT for help, like for ideas, because when I draw, I mostly do it very fast, especially the backgrounds. And the faster I have ideas for things, it's gonna be quicker. So, for example, if I have like a scene with a lot of, I don't know, garbage in the background, I might ask for ideas for garbage. Like, give me ideas for stuff that is on the floor.
Oh, you used to ask me for those ideas, and you haven't been doing that recently, so I guess you're using AI
It's not that I can't do it myself. It's not that hard.
You're,
you can think
you're
about
too busy
like
drawing to
I'm too
actually
busy
stop
drawing
and think about
and if I stop, it kind of takes me out of the
flow of things.
Exactly. So it's easier just to, and it's not like complicated stuff. It's just, but if it's like a commission of like, for example, I did a commission of Batwoman,
Batgirl, I think, that's.
And I don't really know a lot about the characters, so it's easy to just ask ChatGPT, give me
For a
idea
summary,
of graffiti on the wall that is related to
Batgirl. Right.
And it's easy to like get cool ideas. Also, I think I told the guy that commissioned one of the commissions was of The Endless.
Right. Yeah.
I got a lot of The Endless commissions, and this was the one that was. So each time I get a commission for the Endless, I do them in a reference of something specifically. So I've done, I think the first one was the Dead Musician, the 27 Club.
Right.
So
that was very cool.
And the second one was famous artists.
Yeah.
So I remember when I drew so the main figure was Destiny, and he was a reference to Da Vinci himself.
Yeah.
It was the entire composition was of The Last Supper, and so he has a book, right?
Right.
All the time he's chained to a book, and it's the book of creation or something. I'm not sure. So I asked ChatGPT to write what is in the book, because it never, in the comics and in the TV show, they never
show what exactly is in it, right?
And it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I actually told the guy that that's what I did, and I wrote it down in the book.
Right.
So there's text in the book, and you can read it, and it says whatever ChatGPT thought about at that moment that is written inside a book. And
Jamie says, I'm not a fan of these AI adverts and movies. Disney firing those Marvel artists as they want to use AI to make the Marvel films. We feel you. We agree. Feel the same way.
Yeah, about the generative art, I obviously never use that, and I'm never gonna use that. I don't
No,
see
we
a
don't
reason.
use it to generate art.
I don't see a reason for me to do that.
Right. I mean, the
Because I
whole
love
point of your art is
exactly. I really like the
the way that
process.
you generate it, right? Jillian says, why did you guys choose to stream on YouTube as opposed to Instagram or TikTok or all of them at the same time?
Can you tell the story about YouTube? I don't know if they heard it.
What's the story?
That we have a lot of followers after you stopped
Oh
using
yeah,
the
Jillian, I
Instagram.
don't know if you were here for the beginning of today's live stream, but you could go over it after we're done, but I'll just give you a short condensed version. Initially, we did stream on YouTube and
Twitch.
at the same time using Restream, which is it
I
just
think
splits the stream.
a long time ago, maybe more than because I started streaming, I think 10 years ago.
Did you? No.
Even more. Yeah. Look at the
Really?
Wow. I started streaming a long time ago. But at the beginning I also streamed to Twitter, I think.
Oh
It
yeah.
was Twitter's Twitch
Or
and
Instagram maybe. Or no, Instagram didn't have
no,
live
because they don't.
feeds, I think, at that
I
point.
think the problem with this Instagram is it needs to be vertical.
Right. And then it doesn't fit in with YouTube, for instance. But yeah, so the thing is, we used to split the stream live to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And then we realized that there was virtually no one joining on Twitch, and it was just making the process a bit more complex. We stopped using Restream and started streaming directly to YouTube, and then that happened recently, let's say a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And ever since that change, YouTube has been
more nice to us.
Way nicer to the content. I think they have just an automatic way of telling if you're splitting the stream or not. Or yeah, I guess that's what it is. The signal.
It's not hard to realize that.
Yeah, and then I think the content is being promoted better by the site automatically as well. So
yeah.
Jillian asks, do you use OBS? Yes, we use OBS. I also look at the chat on that you are asking the questions on through OBS. The YouTube chat gets fed to OBS, and I have all the controls on here as well, so I can switch between different camera setups, etc.
And also, when we used Restream, OBS show the chat from Twitch as well.
Yeah, we don't do Twitch streaming anymore, but we did, and we kept the OBS aspect of it because it's just comfortable and we can have our different setups easily switch between them.
YouTube I don't think they allow the system to have more than one camera and to like set up the small screen on the side. I don't think you can do that.
No, not on YouTube. Well, at least not at the moment, but
there's another company called StreamYard, which is online, I think. It's not a software.
Yeah.
But also I think it's more limited than OBS.
OBS is perfect.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Perfect.
I mean, it's the best. It's free, right? As well.
Yeah.
Jamie says I streamed a long time ago on an app called Periscope. Had lots of trolls. Trolls as in people that were heckling you,
or as the monsters that eat people.
Did it actually have like physical trolls?
Trolls are it's cryptids from Norse mythology, right? Am I correct?
Yes, trolls I believe are from a Scandinavian mythology. I'm not sure which one. Trolls, what mythology are they from exactly? Yeah, Norse mythology and Scandinavian folklore. So we were both right.
I remember there was a show about. Do you remember the show with The little people with pointy hats. Don't remember.
No,
the
I don't
name.
know what that is. What is it?
They had trolls in the. I think it's a Scandinavian animation
Oh, it's animation.
show.
So obviously I'm going to read about trolls now because that's what I do, right? A troll is a being in Nordic folklore, including Norse mythology. In Old Norse sources, beings described as trolls dwell in isolated areas of rocks, mountains, or caves, live together in small family units, and are rarely helpful to human beings.
They eat people, right? That's the.
I'm not sure. In later Scandinavian folklore, trolls became beings in their own right, where they live far from human habitation, are not Christianized, and are considered dangerous to human beings. Depending on the source, their appearance varies greatly. Trolls may be ugly and slow-witted, or look and behave exactly like human beings, with no particularly grotesque characteristic about them. The etymology for the word troll means fiend, demon, werewolf, and in Middle High German Trolle, fiend. According to philologist Vladimir Orel, the word is likely borrowed from Old Norse, possibly developed from Proto-Germanic neuter noun chulan, meaning to tread or step on, because I think they were probably mostly smaller than humans, maybe
No, they're
described as, or
bigger than
were
humans.
they? I don't think so. I think the original trolls were described as being smaller than.
No, bigger than humans.
Do you think
For
so?
sure.
It's interesting. Yeah, okay. Later in Scandinavian folklore, trolls became defined as a particular type of being. Numerous tales are recorded about trolls in which they are frequently described as being extremely old, very strong, but slow and dim-witted, and are at times described as man-eaters and as
Yeah.
turning to stone upon contact with sunlight. Sort of similar to vampires, right?
But ugly.
Dying in the sunlight, eating people.
Actually, vampires originally ugly. They weren't like the
Nosferatu,
sexy
vampires
vampires
originally,
that-
that's true, yeah. Jillian says, YouTube now is stop showing your live stream until you get your first 1,000 subs. Do you have any advice on how to get those first 1K
What?
without YouTube's that? He's saying that,
I didn't know that.
or she, I'm not sure, Jillian, but they're saying that YouTube decided to stop showing your live streams, just live streams, not
That's
until you have
crazy.
1,000 subs. But I'm saying, how would you get 1,000 subs if
you
you're not
can't
able to
live
share
stream.
your? Yeah, that's.
That's
I don't.
I didn't know
First
that.
of all, I think that's a bad choice to make, and they might backtrack at some point. I hope they do, because I don't think it's
I
a good
remember.
idea.
So yeah, sometimes they do backtrack about choices like that because
Yeah.
I remember, for example, in Instagram,
Yeah.
I think a long time ago, you could, if you didn't have more than 10K, you couldn't post links.
Yeah, I remember that
Do you
on the
remember
on
that?
the stories. Yeah.
Yeah, and they eventually
They stopped
they
that, right?
stopped
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's changing all the time, right? It's all ever changing. But I do have a piece of advice for you, Jillian. I would say lean into the creation of shorts on YouTube because they have the largest potential for going viral and attracting a lot of clicks and attention. I would create a few shorts that are, well, you can't really get around doing it, right? But sort of like clickbaity in a way, but also are genuinely what the content that you're trying to portray is about. And I think that once, even if one goes viral or semi-viral, you'll have 1,000 followers in no time. Just produce the shorts.
I'm not sure because I think, first of all, yeah, you're right about the shorts are so. I think YouTube are trying to
Popularize them.
they're trying to uh, like keep keep up with the TikTok
Right,
thing.
yeah, that's the
So
thing, yeah. Instagram as well.
and they really like push that. So
Yes.
if you have short content, it's gonna be pushed much more than any other stuff on YouTube.
So why did you say you
Yes.
don't agree?
I don't agree with 1,000 followers. I agree about the shorts that are better, but I think for me to get 1,000 followers, I think it took me years.
Yeah, it's hard in the beginning.
Years.
It's like a snowball. It literally is. I know that sounds sort of,
No, but it was like a very exponential curve.
yeah, it's
So
very hard in the beginning.
in the
We,
beginning,
we still are in the beginning, don't get us wrong, but that first hurdle of passing 1K, it is normal for it to be hard. Just know that it's normal. The thing about shorts is that because they're so quick, they don't generate true engagement that leads to subscribing. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I would say do the shorts from do longer content, because longer content is also promoted more than shorter, except of shorts. So I mean, like, if you have content that is more than 5 minutes, probably it needs to be more than 10 minutes. You can do like a longer video and then cut it to like 5 shorts. Like choose the specific points and just produce one long video and make a few shorts out of it. And it's pretty easy. I actually do it inside YouTube. I don't use any other editing software.
Right.
Except when I do the longer videos, I edit the long video, and then I just, inside YouTube, I edit the short ones. So I think the best thing is to do a longer, like more than 10 minutes, more than 15 minutes even.
Right.
And then cut it up for like 5 shorts, and you can have like 5 shorts and a long video.
Right. It just makes practical sense to cut out the shorter video content from a larger piece, right?
Instead of like just
obviously,
doing the...
yeah.
But yeah, you need to understand that it takes a long time.
It takes time. Tomer Rosso, even though your message was retracted, I looked over your channel pretty quickly, and it seems like you have an interesting style. I would keep at it, definitely.
I think I follow you on Instagram, right?
I don't know. I clicked on the YouTube to see. It's a name that I haven't seen on the channel before. That's why I clicked it. But yeah, at this point, we've been streaming for the past hour and a half, over an hour and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it went by really quickly because I guess we enjoyed ourselves, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves too. I want to pause and take a look at what we've done so far. So we'll go over the sketch card as well, and then the Helix Sky double page that you're working on.
Yeah, so for the double page, I only managed to do the cut plane section of the map.
Yeah.
And let me just switch this
67. I don't know what that means, UZI, but yeah, 67, sure. You all take care. Hopefully see you on the workshop. Yeah. Let anyone interested know that there's another spot or two available, because we don't want it to be crowded, so that every single person gets the attention that they deserve, definitely. And thank you for joining us today. We're going to go over what was generated, or created, rather.
Generated.
Yeah, not generated is not a word that we can use anymore.
So for the page, it's not a lot. It's only the section plane of the map here. So I have a lot of work on this. And this, for example, is a page that it's a double. So obviously it's like 2 pages, but it's going to take more time than a regular page, like a regular comic page, because it has like much more details. And this is the commission I've done today of Tintin.
Tintin and Snowy.
And Snowy. And I usually also show whatever I've done last time, and I don't remember. I think it was this one. Was it this?
Yes, I'm pretty sure you finished it on the last stream, right? You're zoomed in though, so just so you know, you can.
Okay, so on the last stream, I think I've done this commission, which is of Cerebus.
Right.
Was it?
Yes.
Was it this one, or was it the page of Was it this page?
No, I'm pretty sure you did the commission last time. Might be wrong, but I think that's what it was.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, so yeah, it's only this, and this is from previous stream. And yeah, so for I think tomorrow I'm gonna continue with this in the morning, and I have now I have a new gadget.
Yeah.
So I use it. I recently started using it. It's not a camera. It's a LiDAR. It's a camera, but it's a
It's
LiDAR.
a sensor, yeah.
It's a sensor.
It senses depth and...
It senses depth, and it can understand hands and hand movement. And I use it to track my hands when I draw. And I have like a system I developed that makes it possible for my hand to affect the music. So I also play with music sometimes. So when I draw, my hands move and affect the music, which is cool. I think it almost sounds like a new medium to me, because I've never seen anybody do that. The idea came to me after I've seen so in a lot of rock concerts, you see visuals that are affected by the music.
Yeah.
And they use all kind of tools to do that.
Yeah, like touch designer and...
Touch designers, and there's a lot of... I also remember that from a while ago in Winamp, and like... But I thought about doing the opposite, which is making the art affect the music.
Or yeah, like create the music basically.
It's not really create
you give
the
it a
music,
set of
but
rules, and then the way that...
Yeah, so I can like train the system on my hand movement. So for example, I trained the system for this movement, which is holding the pencil. So every time the system sees my
An
hand
angle change
like that, it generates a specific sound.
Right.
And the sound is affected also by the movement of the hand, and it's more complicated than that. But basically, yeah, the music is affected by the drawing or by the movement on the screen.
Right.
And you can see it on my channel.
Yeah, if you're interested in hearing and watching the sound being augmented by the live drawing,
yeah,
it's all up on the silent streams, no talking, it says. Or do you not call it silent streams anymore?
No, because it's not silent.
Right, it's not silent any
longer. It was
longer.
silent stream before, but it's now, I think, music and drawing stream. And the idea is probably to do it at shows, at conventions, in the future.
On a larger scale as well.
On a larger scale, like with a big paper on the wall, like a performance thing.
Right.
Because I can wear this thing on me, and it can track my hands, and I can do it on the wall itself, so people can see the drawing live. And yeah, we'll have more announcements about that.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna, because our building has a lot of different amenities, and one of them is an arts and crafts room. So we're definitely gonna do either a stream that's its own thing, or an entire Monday stream from the arts and crafts room, and you'll be drawing on a larger scale.
Yeah, maybe
than ever before.
I wasn't sure about the streaming. I for sure I'm gonna do like a video about that.
Yeah.
About streaming, that's going to be much more complicated.
Right.
I'm not sure we can do that. Maybe we can, actually.
It's possible. There should be reception down there.
Yeah, but for sure we're going to do a video just for people to understand what are the options, because I'm going to do I can't really speak about that, but I'm going to have like a gallery show soon, sometime, And yeah, we'll have more information in the future.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. Tune in next week as well. Have a good week. Tomer as well, and Jamie, everyone's here.
Whoever is new to the channel, we're doing the live interactive show each Monday.
Right. It's at 6:30 to 8 EST every Monday. Unless we say that there's an exception, that's when it happens.
Yeah, and every other stream is just me without interaction with the audience.
Right, but you have audio generated by your gestures,
I have the music,
right?
yeah.
So we'll see you next week. Have a good